Well, good evening. It's not the evening. Good afternoon. It feels like the evening because we're down here in the dark. Welcome to the Japanese-English Poetry Exchange. Because it's the Poetry Exchange, I'm going to read a poem called Poetry. It would be even better if it was called Poetry Exchange. But it's not just poetry. It's a translation of Nishi Yoshiro. Poetry. There will come a day when poetry casts me off half-written. Remember this. That figs grow on fig trees. It's just a day when I bear myself as fruit. What more could be grafted onto me in readiness for that day? Something like clothes, like leaves, for that day when poetry tears me without mercy and runs. I'm fine, even if I'm left stranded where the cannons lie. That's why I'm saying all this. For the day when the thronging wasteland hits a dead end in me. And so, I must not now make any kind of preparation, not for any kind of day. I will not be ready. じゃあ次に日本語にします。この詩はメメントモリというんですけれども、メメントモリはラテン語、ご存知だと思うんですけれども、ラテン語の聖句で、死が必ず訪れることを覚えさせるのを意味しておるんですけれども、この詩はメメントモリのタイトルで、メメントはロマンチで書かれていて、モリは漢字で、漢字のモリ、キーはつまりとなります。メメントモリ。まずエピグラフ、第一、聖書からあります。川の両岸には命の木があって、12種の実がなり、毎月実ができた。またその木の葉は諸国の民を癒した。冬の木々は自分の影、自分の母皮、土から無意識に空をつかもうとする無数の支骨が突き出ている。シマエナガかもしれない鳥がおり、一本の細い枝を揺らして、メメントモリ。木の数も数え方もわからない。どこからどこへ、いつからいつへ。警察を逃げるため、真夜中の森に駆け込んだことがある。木々は牙となり、牙に牙が生え、地面は硬直した蛇が群れる。肥沃なした森を逃れて、パトカーの明かり。じっと見つめるつもり、ひざまずくつもり、覚悟したつもり。今日の散歩、メメントモリ。遠くに森が燃えている。ここにほんの少し漂ってきた。焚き木の匂い、滝の思い出。火が踊り、人が踊り、笑いが踊り、時間が踊り。何もわからない。何か分かった。森と森の間に一本の十字架が立っている。地を指し、天を指し、東を指し、西を指し。死んだはずのこの木、 この木根を下ろしおかしいね根を広げ木々を潤している向こうの森に終わりが始まりに赤く熟しているThank you. I'm having to use this light because I got these poems on PDF on here. The font's really, really tiny. Okay, let's have something in English. This is the poetry exchange. I think exchange is something that used to be a change but isn't anymore. And I don't know what happens to a change when it stops being a change. But in memoriam of this exchange, I want to read this poem, which has nothing to do with what I just said. It's called Losing Myself. I got in touch with myself once. Actually, it got in touch with me. At first I thought it was a wrong number, but when it went off on one about my suppressed desires and the baleful influence of my Uncle Keith, and how my education didn't teach me the things that really matter, I thought I'd better hear it out. 10 minutes later I needed my own space, so I requested it be more reasoned and concise. It hung up. The next time we met was at a tennis match, where we ended up in neighbouring seats. It was an exciting game, though we both felt the umpire was a bit off. Before the final set it said, "Put your hand on that girl's leg." It was a nice leg, and after it had bought me a mango ice cream, the only person you're fooling is yourself. The next week it came to live in my house. We wrote angsty songs about my dad, critiqued our memories, wore each other's clothes, made up fantasy autobiographies, and laughed hard. Some evenings it would occupy my armchair till late in the night, reading Nietzsche, watching pornography, devising personality tests for me, and thinking up ways to upset my mum. It once shouted so loudly in the cafe that me and my friend Trudy spilt our coffees. After a few weeks it started acting like it was my therapist and told me I wasn't interesting enough, and that I should discover or borrow some bolder traits and turn up my music until the only voice I can hear is my heart. I did try it once, and I liked the feeling at first, but afterwards I got a headache and my ears started ringing. Walking out on one particularly wretched argument about which one of us was the most authentic, I went to my friend Trudy's flat, and she said, "You're not yourself today." I said, "I never have been, and I never will." I upset myself so much that it went on a world tour to find itself. Now we're sort of pen pals. It sends me postcards, and sometimes I reply. It doesn't like it when I don't. It can be difficult not to be swayed by its audacity and its sufferings. But I think of my mum and Trudy and its attitude towards housework and try not to worry that we're drifting apart. It's not as though we were that close to begin with, and I'm enjoying the independence and spending more time with my family and friends. I'm thinking of proposing to Trudy soon. It said, "Commitment to one thing always means the denial of many, especially when the one thing is needy and expectant." But I think it's my turn to be daring now. I'll send it a postcard. Okay, and we'll go Japanese. Remember that song, Turning Japanese? That's what we're going to do now. Don't put your poems on PDF and then send them to your Kobo. That's my life advice. There we go. A micro-fonted poem. キリストの十字架